Once families have arrived at the school night, once again they've received the postcard as well as their welcome packet. They've sat through about a 20-minute presentation about Cub Scouting. The final piece occurs when they're working with a member of the pack or a school night organizer or perhaps the coordinator to learn about the specific roles in that den, receive information on when the den meeting occurs, and complete the Scouting youth application. So after the presentation is done, each family should be handed a youth application at their table. Each presentation kit has 3 posters that show the BSA youth application. You'll see on here that the areas that the family needs to complete are highlighted there. Those include the youth's name, address, phone number, date of birth, grade, and school. Don't forget about that boy's life piece over here on the right side if they want that. On the bottom half of the application is for the parents' information. You only need to fill out the address if it's different, but we do need the parents' first and last name. All the phone numbers are good for us. Date of birth is important, and then it's also helpful for us to know if they have previous Scout experience as well as what their occupation is. The final piece for the parent is the sign in the bottom right-hand corner. Some of the areas that we frequently miss on the application include the parent signature, the youth date of birth, or the parent date of birth. So you as an organizer want to visually double check each application as they're handing it to you and make sure that it's good to go. Also at that individual table, you want all the families to note their name on the new den membership roster. This does a couple things. It allows us to ensure that everybody in attendance we have a record of in case somebody missed the application. But a copy of this, you'll notice that it's in triplicate, also is going to stay with the den. So they have a record of all the boys that signed up and the contact information for those youth, including phone number and how it is that the individual paid to be there that evening. The final item which occurs at the table, there's 2 other items that occur at that table. If a den leader needs to be recruited, you're going to talk about that with the family as well. Some of the resources that help you do that include samples of the first 3 Tiger Cub meetings, as well as a resource that educates somebody about how to be a den leader. Don't forget to remind them about all the great training that's available, as well as the fact that members of the Cub Scout pack will help make sure that they're on track through the year as well. So you're going to talk about that if needed. Some dens will already have a den leader. Most of your wolf and bear groupings, as well as your Weeblo groupings, will not need to have that conversation. Final item that occurs is you're going to work with the parents to fill out this blue postcard. This goes back with the families. What they're doing here is they're writing information down about when the next meeting is. Take this postcard home. They want to put it on the refrigerator, in their planner, wherever it would be, so that they do not forget to come back to that next meeting. It's not unusual for us to see for every 10 boys that sign up for Cub Scouting, 2 to 3 of those don't make it back to that next meeting, and then they're operating at a little bit of a catch-up. And we want to do whatever we can to make sure that families make it to that first den meeting or pack meeting to get the next set of information. The final thing that's going to occur is that the school night coordinator is going to work with the pack to ensure that all of the applications are collected in the report packet which comes with. They're also going to want to have copies of all of the colored postcards, as well as 1 copy of the den roster that takes place there as well. As each family leaves that evening, we want to make sure that each boy that submitted an application gets one of the Pinewood Derby cars. If they submit an application, they get the Derby car. Some families will pay later or maybe need financial assistance. That's okay, but anybody that registers with that paperwork should get that Pinewood Derby car. And if somebody's on the fence, you can kind of use that Derby car as a way to maybe enlist them to go ahead and try the Cub Scout program out, realizing that if most families make it to a good meeting in fall Cub Camp, they're going to decide to be part of the program for the school year. So to conclude, what's happening after the presentation is the organizer is working with the families to do the youth application, filling out the roster, and also the blue postcard, ensuring that everything is collected and turned in, and that each family leaves with that Pinewood Derby car and an understanding of fall Cub Camp. Thank you.